Martin Schulz. Hands of Polish democracy. Hands of Polish democracy. Günther Oettinger. Hands of Polish democracy. Hands of Polish democracy. Guy Verhofstadt. Hands of Polish democracy.
Hands of Polish democracy.
Jean-Claude Juncker. Hands of Polish democracy.
Hands of Polish democracy.
Hands of Poland. Hands of European Union and Germany. Hands of Polish democracy. Demonstration march in Ottawa on Saturday, January 23rd at 1 p.m. to protest the interference of the European Union and some German politicians disregard the Republic of Poland as a sovereign country. Please be aware, this protest not only concerns the Polish Republic, but also addresses the safety of all of Europe, and especially the safety and the future of countries in the Central and East European region. We are to protest the interference of the European Union and some German politicians in the internal matters of the Republic of Poland, a sovereign country. We are also to protest political statements made by influential EU figures, defamatory German media campaigns, German media manipulations, and lies by German-owned media concerning the newly elected President of Poland and the newly elected Polish government. At the same time, we express our full support for the democratically elected new President of Poland, Andrzej Duda, Parliament and Senate of Poland, the new government of Prime Minister Beata Szydło, and the political and economics reforms. This blatant abuse of power exercised by some EU and some German politicians is a threat to Polish democracy and Poland itself. The outcome of this unfair political confrontation will affect the safety of all of Europe, the integrity of NATO, and the European Union itself. It could have grave consequences for the entire world. If democracy, independence, and sovereignty go down in Poland, peace and prosperity in all of Europe will be undermined. What exactly happened? After 8 years of corruption and destruction of the key elements of life in the country, including its economy, defense and finances, the Civic Party, PO, was soundly defeated last year in presidential, parliamentary and Senate elections in Poland. As in the latest federal election in Canada, the Law and Justice, Peace Party in Poland obtained a majority, 53% of the seats, giving them a majority. All age groups voted for the Law and Justice Party, PiS, and they're supporting changes and reforms promised by the ruling party. They voted for a program of changes and reforms promised during the campaign. The new government, which has been in power for only 8 weeks, sworn on November 11 last year, started to implement these reforms legally in accordance with the Polish constitution. Among many reforms, strengthened the Polish armed forces, weakened to a defenseless level by the previous government, secure independence and safety for Central European nations by reinforcing NATO presence in the region, restore trustworthiness and reliability to the public media, restore reliability to a corrupted justice system, cancel unfair tax exemptions for foreign banks and foreign corporations which have been funneling billions of dollars from non-competitive and non-transparent profits. Some powers, also outside of Poland, don't like these reforms. First, the Civic Party, PO, has not accepted the outcome of the democratic elections. They do not accept the political defeat. To challenge this, they started an aggressive defamatory campaign in the media. By the way, 85% of Polish media are owned by German media corporations and by international lobbying. Remember that the current president of EU, Mr. Donald Tusk, is a former president of the Civic Party, PO, in Poland. Then stepped in some EU politicians and some German. Here is what some of the main lobbyists in the blunt and arrogant interference of Polish sovereignty have said. A German EU Mr. Martin Schulz. Quote, the events in Poland are the nature of a coup. In Poland, democracy is in Putin's style. Jean-Claude Juncker introduced almost 2 weeks ago the first phase of the procedures for so-called supervision of law in Poland, which is to gather information about the situation in Poland, to prepare for possible sanctions in the next step. Can you imagine some foreign political body investigating right now whether Canada is a democratic country and whether the decisions of its parliament and government are acceptable? Let's go back for a moment to express intention of those EU politicians to force the law, as was stated by Mr. Schulz, or to activate the rule of law mechanism, especially using the German phrase Rechtsstaatmechanismus aktivieren, as expressed by Mr. Oettinger. It was about 76 years ago where some German politicians also decided to introduce a new mechanism of law, Rechtsstaatmechanismus aktivieren, in Poland and also almost the entire free world. There was 1939, the start of the World War II, that ended with nearly 90 million victims, including more than 6 million Poles, of which 3 million were Polish Jews. Poland, during the Second World War, suffered the most of peoples and states with biological losses. Per 1,000 residents, 220 were killed or died. Material losses of more than $16.9 trillion and cultural losses, with 2/5 of Polish cultural property completely destroyed and 2/5 stolen by the two occupants. And Poland never received a cent from Germany as restitution for any of these losses. An example, a grandfather of one of the organizers of this event was arrested in 1941 by German army, which introduced a new order of law in occupied Poland. And with 250 members of the Polish community from Stanislavów was transported during the night of August 1914 and 15 to nearby woods, were all executed. In German-occupied Poland, crimes like this were committed in thousands. Do we really want to receive lessons in democracy from sons and grandsons of those who committed such crimes? Poland today is a safe country. There is no act of collective assault of sexual, racial, or any other ground. New Year's festivities and other popular events taking place in Poland are enjoyed in peace without the disturbance of act of aggression. The situation is clearly much better in Poland in this regard than in many other European Union countries, where unfortunately acts of terror, collective aggression, or even racist and sexual assaults have taken place. Poland is not the scene of such events. Poland is a stable democratic state, a member of European Union, respecting European values, while shaping its internal legal order as a sovereign manner in accordance with the democratically expressed will of its people. Poland, one of the largest countries in Europe, contributes significantly to the development and the security of Europe and European Union. Help us stop the attack on democracy. Help us stop the self-destruction of European Union. Help us stop the threat to integrity of NATO. Martin Schulz. Hands of Polish democracy. Hands of Polish democracy. Günther Oettinger. Hands of Polish democracy. Hands of Polish democracy. Guy Verhofstadt. Hands of Polish democracy.
Hands of Polish democracy.
Jean-Claude Juncker. Hands of Polish democracy.
Hands of Polish democracy.
Hands of Poland. Hands of Poland. Hands of Poland. Hands of Poland.
Germany, keep your affairs in Berlin. Germany, keep your affairs in Berlin. Germany, keep your affairs in Berlin. Leave Poland alone. Leave Poland alone. Leave Poland alone. Let's thank actually the good Germans. Let's remind them who they should follow. Hans Olaf Henkel.
Yes.
Hans Olaf Henkel.
Hans Olaf Henkel. Hans Olaf Henkel.
Thank you.
Hans Olaf Henkel.
We support the Polish government.
We support the Polish government. We support the Polish government.
We support President Duda.
We support President Duda. We support President Duda. We support President Duda.
We support law and justice in Poland.
We support law and justice in Poland. We support law and justice in Poland. We support law and justice in Poland. Should go back to high school. Should go back to high school.
Brawo! Montreal. Toronto. Brawo! Mississauga.
Guelph.
Well.
Thank you.
democracy!
Heads of Poland!
Hands off Polish democracy!
Heads of Poland!